story? Well, we definitely get to know all of these answers. But before that, I would like to request our IQAC coordinator, Dr. Rupa Sen, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Devdatta. Well, good evening. I, on behalf of the principal, Dr. Shoma Ghosh, and entire college, welcome you all to an interesting international webinar today. This evening, we are going to hear a lot on data as new oil of the 21st century. Uh, we have amongst us a very special guest, Sri Sudeep Kumar Das, an IT analyst. Previously, he was with Tata Consultancy Services, Malaysia, and currently he is engaged in Standard Chartered Malaysia. I welcome him. I welcome him to deliver his lecture on the theme, and I hope we will all enjoy his deliberations. Well, the theme appears to be quite interesting. Yes, we living in the digital era, there is continuous growing importance of data and data analysis. Some say it is the gold of the 21st century, and because it is data that, or the oil, the data that works as the oil of the century, that keeps the system, the entire system, greased and rolling. It is the chief ingredient of our economies, societies, and democracies. The entire gamut of economy, the world society, and democracies around the world is built on data today. Well, in digital economy, data is truly like oil, more valuable than ever with huge rewards. And while standing on the fourth industrial revolution phase, believe me, there are huge shifts in the world that could not, I don't know how it could have been managed otherwise without data. We can't imagine ourselves without data. It is important, it's very important how we connect with one another, the way we learn and how we make things work. Yes, while winners are always winners and they take along with them everything, while the losers, of course, they are at the other end facing all personal Amphan and Yash, or even bigger Waterloos. So without taking much time, let me go straight away to our speaker today. Well, sir, once again, I extend a very, very warm welcome from our side. And I'm very thankful that you have responded to our invitation and have consented to share your rich resource before us. Before I would request our guest to begin, I would also like to extend my thanks to all the participants who are at this moment present in the platform. And I thank the webinar subcommittee convener, Sri Pradipta Mukherjee, for his enthusiasm. I thank all those little hands behind or before in the execution of this program, including our technical hands, Pooja Das and Atrey Bhattacharya, whose help we wouldn't have been able to make this kind of programs are possible. So with that, I end, and over to Devdatta to begin. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your very valuable words. Hello. Today, we are privileged to have Mr. Sudeep Kumar Das, Information Technology Analyst, Tata Consultancy Services, with us. He is working with Tata Consultancy Services since 2016. Before that, he had working experience with companies like Accenture and Stressalite. Currently, he is working as IT analyst on data analytics projects with Standard Chartered Malaysia. So without any further delay, let's hear from our honorable speaker, Mr. Sudeep Kumar Das. Over to you, Mr. Das.
Yeah, thanks, Devdatta. Thanks, Rupa ma'am, for inviting me for this topic in today. And I'm very glad to give and share my experience, my knowledge with all the participants. And I just want to try make it little interactive. So give a pause here, I'll just start my presentations. Okay. So let me know if you are able to see my screen. Devdatta, can you confirm whether you can able to see? Yeah. Are you able to see my screen, Devdatta?
One second, Sudeep. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So today we will gonna speak about data, and today my heading for this today topic is data is the new oil of 21st century. Okay. So give a brief about myself, which I come next is I have graduated myself with the Calcutta University in electronics, and then I took a post graduation in MCA with West Bengal University of Technology. Then I did some machine learning course from Stanford University in US. And after my post graduation, I started working on Cecilite India, which worked as which is a software company in India. After working on 2.5 years, I moved to Accenture for a few months. I worked there in Accenture. Then I worked in TCS India. Now I'm working and a part of deputy at TCS Malaysia. Okay. So this is about myself. I will go next with the slide. So today's our agenda is 5 things which we're going to discuss. First is what is big data. Second is the big data technologies and workflow. Third is the big data benefits and uses in this real world. And fourth, which is more important to the students who have joined as a participant here, I want to explain about big data as how they can choose as their career path. And fifth is the least one, which is the question and answer. You can ask me any questions and doubt you do have. Okay. Okay, so coming to the next slide, if you see, this is the just a difference between small data versus big data. Okay, so whatever data you have heard about, like there are multiple amount of data you are sending, like you do WhatsApp, you do Facebook, you do Instagram, you do send emails. So these are the data which are captured in the database servers. Okay, so when it's a small is the low volume, batch velocity and structure varieties. Okay, so when we say about small data, it's all about text which we are saving. Okay, when we have tables, okay, those are structured data. So what's the difference between big data and small data? So big data, it's into a petabyte volumes and it have a real-time velocity, like it can capture data from multiple sensors, maybe your smartphones, coming to your smart cars. Okay, multi-structure variety. So the data can be form of a video. Okay, data can be form of a music. Okay, and data can be form of a text also. So it's called multi-structure. Coming to the next, so this is a big term for us, which is big data. So big data, what is big data? Big data is a combinations of our structured, semi-structured and unstructured data collected by organizations, okay, that can be mined for informations. We are just and used in machine learning projects, predictive modeling, and other advanced analytics applications. Okay, so if you have seen the figure which I have given on the right side, it's a funnel. Okay, so what computer understands? Computer understands the numbers, which is 1 or 0. So it's just a funnel where we capture all kind of data we do have and we stores into our data lakes. Okay, that is what is a big data environment which we keep it. Okay, so what are the facts? There are a couple of facts which I have written. There are 3 facts. So it was a huge data. Okay, previously it was too difficult to interrupt this huge data, and with the efficient of this DBMS system, the traditional DBMS system which we have, the Oracle and SQL Server. So this was a very hard things for this. So how it all started? So Google started this all in 2002, and it came into the market on 2007 and 8. Okay, so what was the tool they used? They used something called Hadoop, Apache Hadoop, okay, and Apache Spark to make it. So that is what the second point. And third is the example. Okay, a human genome which took about 10 years to process can now be processed in just about 1 week. So you can now understand like how data is growing and how we are doing this analysis in just a 1 week without of the 10 years of data. Coming to the next, we have the sources and how big is big data. So the figure looks very big to you, so I'll explain one by one. So we do have big data. Now we have 4 things to it. One is the volume, another is the variety, another thing is the veracity, another is the velocity. So what is about volume? So if we zoom it here in the volume section, if you see, so every cell phones we are using, so in the world population, if you have 7 billion people, 6 billion people are using cell phone. So you can imagine the volume of the data it generates every time we make a call, we do WhatsApp. So this is the volume we are generating. Even there are 40 zettabytes. So we have heard about megabytes, gigabytes. Now it came as a zettabyte. So zettabytes is nothing but the 43 trillion gigabytes. It's equivalent to 40 zettabytes, which are created till of 2020. Okay, and how it's increasing from 2005 to today onwards, it has increases 300 times. Okay, so just imagine how big volume of data is there. Okay, coming to the next, I'll come to the variety. So I explain you about the variety, right? The Facebook we do share photos, we do have videos which we share, we do share posts. So there are 30 billion pieces of content every month is shared on Facebook. Okay, so it's just a huge data formations, and it's a variety also. Twitter, which is in news nowadays, Twitter have 400 million tweets, okay, sent per day. Okay, and Twitter is having a 200 million monthly active users. Okay, there we do have healthcare systems is the next, and the YouTube, which we look a lot about the YouTube. YouTube, we do have 4 billion hours of video, okay, which is uploaded every time. Next, we come to the veracity. So what you mean by veracity is the uncertainty of the data. When I say we do have data, but are we capturing the data correct, or we make it information? So first is 1 in 3 business. Don't trust the information they use to make decision. Okay, so of course there are businesses where if we provide the data also they can't able to trust. So one of the solution is to create data. Okay, next is the velocity. So how amount of data is created every time. So there are multiple sensors which are running. Okay, so if you see modern cars which we are building nowadays, like Tesla have built some cars with where it has a it just run, it's auto drive. So how it does it? It's have the data, it's the real things to do a decision. So there are sensor connected to it. Okay, there are fuel level which keeps our data, the pressures, the tire pressures. These all are the sensors data. Even the exchange, it's talk about newer stock exchange. Even in our NSE stock exchange, we do have 1 TB of trade information every day. Okay, so this is the analysis of a streaming data. So in a short, the data are the four. One is the volume, another is the variety, another is the veracity, another is the velocity. Okay. Okay, coming to the next. So what is the objective of when we say about what big data? What's the objective? We have data. What we can achieve. So we're gonna achieve this approximately the 5 things which I can give you a view. First is the analyzing a customer behavior. So whenever you have a data, you can analyze a customer behavior, like how they do a purchase. Okay, how do they buy things? Even in Amazon or any kind of Flipkart, which we in India, if we go to buying something, it will just so you can buy this also. How they do it, they analyze yourself. Sometimes they will give you a notification on your phone asking, why don't you buy this? So Flipkart and the Amazon, everyone is capturing your data and making a customer's behavior, analyzing them. Second is the combining multiple data sources. Okay, so when we talk about multiple data sources, is like you are in Facebook, okay, and you see an ad about maybe buying a phone. It's from Amazon, or maybe from other website. They are offering something on free. How they get to know about you? Because they are combining multiple sources to give you a personalizations. Okay, so these are the things they are capturing from different sources. Improving customer service. The next is the improving customer service. How they can improve it? If they can analyze you. Okay, so if they see like you do a flight booking a lot, so they give you more offers. Okay, and they give you more you can say personalized offers to you. So this is a kind of improving your customer service. Means you are more interested into flight offers, not in buying the things. So this is the way they are handling. And the other way is the chatbot. You have seen multiple websites now come with the chatbot. Okay, what the chatbots do? Chatbots just give a reply to you, whatever you are saying. It just have a predefined templates. And how they do it by analyzing your data. Okay, how customers are giving data, and this chatbots works. Generate additional review. The next point. Of course, data can create revenue because there is a demand and supply, which we always know in economics terms. So how this demand and supply work? Suppose this is a pandemic time, COVID-19, we all need mask and sanitizer. So the demands are higher. How the companies at the manufacturing side to know, like there is a company, pharma company, he's okay, we have a demand on this. How to get to know? They got to know with the buying cycle of the people. So this creates additional revenue to them. They can scale up automatically so that it creates additional revenue to them. Be more responsive to the market. So be more responsive to the market is the same example. You can say the demand and supply, how more you need. So as per you need, the companies are scaling up their maybe the production level, okay, and they are scaling up, coming up the new things, how people want it, okay. Maybe it is offer something running on maybe an occasion, maybe Diwali they give some bonosa, okay. In Christmas they give some offers. How they get to know? Because they know if they give those kinds of offers, you people can attract a bit more. So it's just a responsive whatever is there in the market and what's the need. Okay, so this is the objective of big data. I'll come next to the top big data technologies. So I'll just show you. So first is the storage. Okay. So when we talk about big data, so how many technologies are working? So there are multiple. I just pick up few of them. So one is the Hadoop. Hadoop is the technology, is a kind of a storage which we use to store our data. We have MongoDB. MongoDB is a NoSQL DB. Like we don't need to write. It's a column-based structure. It works. There do we have Splunk, we do have Rainstar as a storage systems. So another thing in the big data is the okay, I'll go here, which is more important, is the mining. Okay, so what do you mean by mining in our big data world? Mining is like the word we know about mining is the coal mining, right? Which we come always. So we do have a full of rocks where you know there is a coal. How they do the mining? They just go and dig it and take it to the production factory and they just mine it. The same we do it here. We do have data. We do run mining on it. Like we do like a Elasticsearch and all. We do mining with this particular tools to find some analysis out of the data. Okay. So this is the way we do it, the mining. And the next is we on more important is the analytics. So analytics is like more into we do get some, you know, the chart, the figures. Okay, so these are the things we are getting out of analytics. So which tools are helping on this? So one is the Apache Spark. Then we have Flume, we have Kafka, we have blockchain, which has come. These are the common platform we do use to do analytics on our big data world. And next is the visualizations. So how we create a visualization is the to the end business. Okay, when we talk about the business, is like our customers. Like, so how we do a visualization, because they don't want to know about what's happening in data mining, what's happening in the analytics. They were happy with the end results. So end results, we work in Tableau. It's a kind of software where we just put the data. There are multiple endpoints. You can show multiple graph, okay, multiple kinds of bar chart, plot chart, and all to showcase your data. So the same will goes for the Plotly and Splunk also. Okay, so giving a break here, I want all you to take out your handphone and or your smartphone, just scan on this, or you can go to slido.com and put this code and you can answer this particular question. Everyone, please scan this QR code, or you can go to slido.com, enter this code 097297, and your response will be captured in this slide. So please log in and do give reply on these questions. I'll give 2 minutes break here, yeah, so that people can answer here. I didn't receive any response. Everyone, please go to slido.com and yeah, and just input the code 097297. You can give reply on this particular question. Oh, I got 2 votes already. I think we do have a long list of participants. Yeah, there are 106 participants. At least I can have 40. Yeah, what do you think? I already have 5 responses.
May I have a question, sir?
Uh,
I gave you an answer already.
Yeah.
but I want to know what are the position of stored the data. I want to hear from you again where we should store the data.
Yeah, sure. I'll show you in the next slide. I do have a slide where we are showing the big flow. Okay, I will explain a bit more on that, Milan.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, so the responses are quite good. The most leading answer is WhatsApp. I do have 12 responses from 107 participants, which is around, I can say, 10% of responses. Not bad. It's also good. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, people are still voting for the answers. Okay, I'll give a hard stop after 10 seconds. Okay, thanks. I got at least of 18 response as of now. The responses are quite good. And if I see from the least one is the Telegram with 6%, Facebook with 22%, and WhatsApp with 74%. It increases. Well, that's great. Thanks for your participant. The answer is WhatsApp. The WhatsApp is the most popular and downloaded messaging app in the worldwide. Okay. Okay, so I give a break here and I go to the next slide. Thanks all for participant. We'll come to the next slide now. Okay, so this is a diagram which is little hazy. I'm so sorry for this, but this I'll explain more about phases and the workflow of the big data. Okay, so how many kind of data source we do have in real world? Okay, we do have the traditional databases. We do have cloud, we have phone, we have social apps. Okay, we do have these files kind of data, we have images. So all this are collected. These all are collected to the data in the data our collection phase, okay, which is this data collections. So what happens after we do a data collections, how we do run the things, okay? So what are the bullet point of a data? There is a reference data, this is a metadata. Metadata is the information about the data, okay? And what kind of data we do have? We do have a structured data and we do have a unstructured data also, okay? Coming to next is the data platform, which we do. This whole circle is talking about how we do the, what you can say, the process which we do, the workflow of big data. Okay, so first we do is the data structuring here. Okay, we do data structuring. We just structure all the data which we have. We run some data cleansing on it. Okay, we clear the data. Okay, we do. So these are the steps we do. We repeatedly do on our data. Okay, the next is the cleansing. We just clear the data. Suppose you have some incorrect fields. Okay, someone has given wrong data on date of birth. So this is kind of a data cleansing we do, because if we don't clean those data, this data can cause issue to our software which we are using for visualization or analytics. Okay, data modeling. We do create models out of the data. Okay, we create various kind of modeling on the data also. We do data mining also. Mining is like capturing out of the data. We do connect to those data points. We captures data from there, and we store this data. Okay, there's a data storage which we do. So how we do this data storage? We do in the Hadoop file systems. Okay, HDFS or you. So that's what where we keep all the kinds of the data which we get. Okay. So how it gonna uses? So once we collect the data, we do have some things called data usage. Okay. So what's a use? Once we capture every kind of data here. We created the structure. We create partitioning. Partitioning is just to partition by date. So what is like it's a filtering by date. Okay. We are keeping date layers because there are a huge amount of data. So we do partition there because of the efficiency of the data, how fast we can get the data. So we do visualization on the data. Okay. We do reporting on the data, which we are getting. That's the end product of us. We do personalization. We do forecasting. What is the personalization? Personalization is the customer experience, which I was talking to give you offers on the base you need. Okay. Forecast is to give. Suppose you do have weather data of 10 years. So if you look at the data of today, how the weather forecasting works, this works with, they do have data, they do analysis on it, and they give a predictions. Okay, predictions what gonna happen next. Okay, the same if you have heard like the people are saying in India there will be a third wave. How they are calculating? Because of the data they do have of the past 1 year. They're just capturing, they're created into graphs, and they're just showing, okay, this is the analysis, we can forecast something. So this is a forecast which you are gonna get. So how the data it's gonna uses? It's gonna use in different formats. Okay, so we do have actionable insights we are getting from the data. So we do give graph, charts, plots. Okay, it create revenues for us. Okay, which I was asking. You can give multiple offers to people. This is all about the data recycling. Like you do have demand and supply. Okay, you can forecast. You can get analysis on the bar graphs, chart graphs, and all with the analytics. So this is all about the phases of the big data. That's his work. Okay, so here I do have big data applications. Okay, like which applications in this real world we are. So mainly I have segregated this particular sectors. So one is the banking and securities. Second is the insurance. Third is the transportation, education, manufacturing, energy and utilities, healthcare, media and entertainment. So give a brief about this. I'll explain a little bit in the terms of how it's a use. So banking, we do check for in banking, how do they give a research? So when I search on the papers and all, so it just give a customer prediction on what kind of products you need. Okay, banking, they do have products. What are the products? They have credit cards, which is the biggest product. You have mutual funds. Okay, that's all investment they ask you about. So how it all works? This all works on your data they analyze. Okay, they send us offer. If you are a beginner and you are start working, they just send you a message on PPF, Public Provident Fund. How they get to know about this? This is all about the analysis they do. The second thing comes is the insurance. So insurance policies, okay, how this runs. It runs on looking on a person. How if a person got married, okay, and he has a kid, now they are sending him some messages on the kids insurance. Okay, you can secure kids insurance. He can earn. You can give them some kind of insurance policies. Okay, which can help in a better future. Okay, for its educations, transportations. How transportation, the health, the airline companies, they capture your data to understand which are the frequent places you mostly travel. You take international flight or a domestic flight. Okay, so these are the offer they will give you. Education, of course, education. If you see in today's world, everything is so much. I still remember when I see encyclopedia. Okay, when I was very small, and at the age of 14, I was so I'm used to say now this is different. Okay, now people come up with Byju's, which is a learning. It's have a different kind of education kind of data. So these are all coming and coming to as a educations also. Manufacturing, where we talk about demand and supply, energy and utilities. This is also the same. How much consumption of things we need. So this again comes into demand and supply, which I already explained. Healthcare, of course, healthcare today's scenario, how a vaccine company has able to give a so fast track to this vaccine produced because of the data we do have. We do have patients' data to do analysis on the patient before the medicines comes into the market. Even the media entertainment is, of course, because you get lots of notification on in YouTube, you get lots of notification on Facebook that you can like this, you may like this. How this all happen? This happened because of the big data and analytics they are doing in the background. Okay, next I'll show you about big data, how big data affects our life. Okay, I'll give you small examples. Okay, the first is the sports predictions. Okay, big data has been shown to useful in predicting the outcomes of sporting events. Okay, and the example is big data was famously used in 2012 to predict that US would win 108 medals in that year's Summer Olympics, in which US ended up winning 104 medals. So that's the power of a big data. It can give analysis on your predictions. It gives predictions on your data. The voting prediction, this one, big data has been used to predict the outcome of elections. Okay, statistician Ned Silver managed to predict the outcome of 2012 presidential election with a perfect accuracy. We all know about, not all, maybe some of the people know about, there is a company called Cambridge Analytica, how it works. Okay, there were rumors like the 2012, the presidential elections was all run by Cambridge Analytica to create profiles of each of the US people. Okay, and it was impersonating profiles they were getting. Next is the smartphone. Whenever you get a notification, that's the power of big data. That's what we wrote. When a smartphone user get direction, asks their phone a question out loudly, or number of other function, it's a result of analyzing big data. That's what we talk with Siri, we talk with the other apps we do have. We talk with Alexa, Alexa play this, Alexa do this. How it understands? It understands with the power of your data which they have stored, and they're giving personalized results on the ask you are asking. So this was, I already talked, this epidemic detection and prevention. So the way we get usually the vaccine in today fast, this fast we get the vaccine. So how it is possible? This is possible because of big data. Input traffic flow. So several companies and have utilized big data to streamline the flow of traffic in their town, using data derived from the driver's GPS signal to react in real time to traffic condition, weather, accident, etc., in order to move smoothly. So whenever we start to go somewhere, we will just check in Google Maps. What's the distance? Is there any accident? How is the traffic? How is all happening? This is all happening of the data points of the each GPS location captured by the Google. Okay, you can see if you have, there was a guy in US who did a very funny thing. What he did in a bag, he kept 100 phone with GPS on, and he kept in middle of a street, and the street was totally empty, but still Google was showing it's full of crowd. How is that possible? Because of the trick he did. He just put the 100 phones in the bag and kept it there, and Google thought, oh, it's a traffic, so it just showed a red line on the street, but it was not. So you can try also if you want to do. And the advertising and purchasing recommendation, which I already told, like Amazon and Flipkart works in a day to give you personalization, like you may like this, you may like this. So this all work the way it's gonna. This is the real lives which I explain you all. This is the real life which is happening around with the big data. Okay. So coming to the next this is a bigger term, big data challenges. So what are the challenges we have? So first is the lack of sufficient basically skill IT staff and a cost of technology. Okay, so we do have a lot of IT staff, but we don't have IT staff who knows about big data. Okay, who knows doesn't want to work on data analytics. So there is always a you can say a shortage of the people you're working in today's world. Okay, and the cost of technology. So suppose if a system, a bank, any sector, okay, I pick up a bank. The bank is running in the Oracle and SQL Server, the traditional database management. If they want to come up with a big data, they need to buy the softwares, they need to buy machines which can do this, they need to hire employees, so which is a cost associated to it. Okay, so that's again a challenge for a company to adapt the big data. Second is the data quality. Yeah, of course, data quality is always, because the data we are capturing, it should have a correct correct analysis. Like we can do a perfect analysis on a data once the data is very much correct and as per the need. So that's what it's managing data quality. And second is the data integration, as because you have multiple systems around you, and if you want to integrate, suppose you were only in the basis of MongoDB, okay, and you want to save this data to big data, then there is an issue, because it's a save in a column factor, and we save data in Hadoop in the row table structure. So there is an issue. So there are multiple things. Like you have a census, IoT census, which gives us data in some different format, and you want to save it in the integration. So data, you can do it, but there is a cost associated, and the integration is also an issue for challenges. It's a challenge. It's not that we can't solve it. Yeah, we can solve it, but it's a challenge also. Coming to the next, and I want to take some big time to the participants who want to start their career as a big data. So what are the steps you should do to start as a big data? Okay, so first is you have to learn. The first step is you have to learn about a OS, okay, operating system. I know everyone knows to work in Windows and Linux, yeah, Mac OS. So any one OS, it's good. Better to know Linux, because most of the systems we use Linux, as it's very cost effective. Then you need to know about depth understanding of programming language to process data easily and efficiently. So any one programming language, you learn Java, you learn C++, Python, any one programming language, so that you do have a programming concepts, okay, which we call about object-oriented programming, or any kind of programming language you need to learn. And the next in the path, you have to learn something called DBMS and SQL, okay. So you need to learn to write SQL query, which are needed to optimally manage data in databases. Okay, you have to learn SQL and DBMS as a next step. Once you learn this, then we have to learn about something about ETL and warehousing tool. Okay, so study ETL tools critical to aggregation analysis of unstructured data from different sources. So ETL is nothing was a extract, transform, and load. Okay, you extract some data, you transform it, and you load into a DB. And the next is this Hadoop and Spark framework. Any kind of process and analyze large volume of data through knowledge of Hadoop and Spark. Okay, you have to learn about HDFS, which is a Hadoop file system, MapReduce, Hive. These are the things which you have to learn to the next step. The next step is and the next part is the data mining and modeling, which is the people who wants to learn a bit of data analytics also, they can learn. This is an optional also, data mining and modeling, but it's very better when you understand a data, how it's worked, that of course data mining is important. And the next is the final part for you is the big data engineer. You are a successful big data engineer after that. Okay, so now if you have just take out your cell phone and you can scan this QR or go to Slido and you can ask me any question and answer there. I'll try to take it up. Yeah. Participants, please log in to slido.com. I think if you are logged in, then it's okay. And put the code 097297. There you can see a question answer. You can ask me, the question will appear here. or you can scan the QR code. Yeah. If anyone facing issues, you can put in message also. I'll give them opportunity also. You can put me in this message also. I will take that as also. Yeah. Anyone? I didn't receive any questions. Please, you can type in the chat box or any kind of question. If you have a question about career path or you didn't understand anything which you want to ask, you can put the question in the chat, or you can go to slido.com and provide your response also. Yeah. Okay, so I got one question, anonymous, where we can store our data free of cost after 15 GB and how. So 15 GB data is a personal, I can say. So 15 GB, if you do have, I think Google nowadays provide, I think 15 GB is the limit. You can go to Google where you can save, and so you can go to Google and you can save up to 15 in the drive. You can have a Dropbox which have, you can save the data there also. Yeah. And if you have a real analytics things you want to do, then I think AWS cloud, okay, where you can save your data, but that's a bit technical. They have S3 you can save a lot amount of data, but that's a costable. It's a 1 year free, after it's chargeable. Yeah. I hope I can able to answer. And how is like a drive you can install in your phone, okay, Google Drive, and you can save. Even I do save my photos in Google Photos, okay, and it do sync every day. So this is the way you can do it. Yeah. So next question I got is, are these servers like SQL easily available for use to learn further? Yeah, so SQL Server you can download. What you can do is, there are multiple things to get it free. So first is you can download, okay, Developer Studio, which is free. Okay, if you go to there's a SQL Server where you can download, or there are website. Okay, even I do remember in W3 schools and other other trending platforms, they do have, okay, where you can actually create your table and you can do a learn query. I think the best is if you go to W3 schools, they do have option to learn. Yeah. Any other questions? Any participants you want to ask? I would like to hear more about the career path. If any do have any questions on career path and how we can reach, we can ask also. Yeah. Thanks, Shubhadeep, for providing the URL. Shubhadeep has given the URL for w3schools.com/SQL, where you can practice your SQLs. Yeah. Okay. Any more questions or? Okay, I got another questions. To learn Python from Soumya is helpful. Yes. So see, learning Python is always good because you can learn from W3 schools also, and there are multiple websites. Okay, Geek for Geeks. There's other one, Python, which have a incredible good amount of resource. I have seen. Even I do go to look, because you don't remember the syntax every time. So I always look for Geeks and Geek to find out what is the syntax of that. Okay. Of course, it's helpful. You learn from any website. I didn't Swam is an website, or I'm not sure. I haven't heard about Swam. If you have a good resource, yeah, of course you can go learn, because Python is the most powerful in today's world. Also, we do use in big data. We use in data analytics. Everywhere Python is more important. Okay, as a programming language, in the industrial standard, we use Python nowadays because it's very easy, and it's have libraries. Okay, multiple libraries are there. You don't need to write a piece of code. Okay, you just import the library, you just call the function, it does your work. So easy. Yeah. I hope I'm able to answer your question, Eloy. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. If there is no question, then I would like to go to the next slide and okay, thank you. Welcome, Nilay. Okay, so we'll try to go to the next. Okay, okay. So this is for you people, for all the participants, for who have joined there. I just want to type your word or phrase which you have understand from this whole presentation of the webinar which I have given. So that's my question. What is your key takeaway from the webinar? You can type a word or phrase. You just the same slido.com. If you go, you can see there is an option. So whatever you type, it will pop out here. This is a word cloud, which is quite interactive. You will like it. Just type something and it will come up and pop up it up here. So give a try, participants. I request all you to do that. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Big data career path. Data storage. Oh. SQL Server. That's good. Dropbox. Okay. Participants, please respond in this. This is quite interactive. You will like it. Whatever you will write, it will come up here. Data is oil. Yeah, that's also my thing. The data is going to be a next oil. Yeah, Hadoop. Good. Storage, Dropbox. Lot of information about technology. Yeah, the world is moving into technologies. It's better to learn more about the technologies. Okay. the usage of big data in our everyday life, correct. The uses are big more. I just given just a glimpse of it. If you go in Google and search, the big data is very huge in today's world. Yeah. Communications, correct. SQL Server, lot of information about technology. Big data as as a career path. Intelligible Niloy, yeah, correct. Big data for COVID vaccines, correct. Big data is a really big help to this vaccination program where we are able to uh, know about how this came faster to the market. Okay. I did okay. Okay, so we got lot of answers here. Yeah. Okay, I think people stop responding. It's not giving any more answers. Okay, more is big data as a career path. I'm getting more responses on this. Data is the new science, correct. Data is a new science, correct. This is a very strong statement which I can take from a big data whole answer. It's very true. If you don't have data, you can't predict something, you can't give analysis. You need data to work. Okay, so to make a food, you need a fuel. Okay, you need a gas. To come up with a big data is also the same thing. Data is the fuel to work for all this analytics firm. Okay, this Facebook, this Twitter, WhatsApp, the Amazon, how this things are going grow a bit more. It's because of the data they do own. Okay, because of the data they do, and they are the coming as a richest in the world. Yeah, even in the top reaches, you can see all the big companies, the Facebook owner, the Mark Zuckerberg, the Jeff Bezos. Okay, how this all peoples are coming out of this because of this data, because they do have the data. They can do more analysis on you. They give you prediction. They give you offers, and all this all works in the data. Okay, data is all in this new era, correct? Importance of data. Yeah, lot of information about technologies. Okay, I got good responses from here. Okay, so next is my thank you slide. I'll just go to my thank you slides. Okay, so thanks all of you, all participants, and more to the I'll give a thankful for Devdatta. Okay, she gives this opportunity to speak about this data which I know and share my knowledge also, and the college authorities and the madams and the principal. I'm very glad to to explain what I know about big data and how it can give. Of course, we're gonna give better knowledge in the future also. Yeah, so you guys can connect me on LinkedIn if you have any kind of if I'm not able to answer your question or you're not able to you can put me in LinkedIn messaging, and this is my LinkedIn code, and I'll in the chat also I will paste my LinkedIn ID also. You can edit from, you can also send me notifications there also. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, over to you, Devdatta. Amen.
Thank you, Shadev, for the wonderful presentation. You depict the whole concept of big data so easily and so beautifully. And I think it will be a great help for our students in their future higher studies. Thank you once again. Now I'd like to call Dr. Sonali Mukherjee, Associate Professor of Department of Economics, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Devdatta. Devdatta, am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am. Perfectly.
Thank you, Mr. Sudeep Kumar Das, for your presentation. Such a nice session was it. And it is not only helpful for the students, I think it's also helpful for us. I must thank our principal madam, Professor Dr. Shoma Ghosh, for allowing us to arrange different types of webinars to keep us and as well as our students cheerful. I thank our IQVC coordinator, Dr. Rupa Sen, Barsar Dr. Barsar Dr. Lipika Mullik, Seminar Subcommittee Convener, Mr. Pradipta Mukherjee, TCS Dr. Pradeep Das, for extending their helping hands always to us. I thank today's joint convener, Srimati Devdatta Ganguly, for arranging this interesting webinar. I thank Ms. Pooja Das and Ms. Atroy Bhattacharya. Without you, we could not attend not only this, but also the chain of webinars during this pandemic. I also thank all other participants who, among them, most of our students who eagerly listened the lecture. And thank to all. Now over to Devdatta.
Yeah, Devdatta, I just want to make an announcement. This is my announcement to all participants. There is a feedback or attendance link sent to the chat box. Kindly fill that up before you leave.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
দেবদত্ত একটু বাংলায় স্টুডেন্টদের বলে দিতে হবে, তাহলে অনেকে বুঝতে পারে না।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ ম্যাডাম, আমি বলে দিচ্ছি। যারা যারা আজকের ওয়েবিনার আমাদের ওয়েবিনারটি অ্যাটেন্ড করেছো, তাদের সবাইকে বলা হচ্ছে যে মেসেজ বক্সে একটি লিংক দেওয়া হচ্ছে, যেটা এই লিংকটি যদি তোমরা অবশ্যই তোমাদের ফিল আপ করতে হবে, তাতে অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স রেকর্ড করা হবে। আর তোমরা একটি ওই ওয়েবিনারটি জয়েন করার জন্য সার্টিফিকেট পাবে, কিন্তু মিটিংটা অফ হয়ে গেলে এই লিংকটাও ডিঅ্যাক্টিভেট হয়ে যাবে। তো মিটিংটা চলাকালীন তোমাদেরকে সবাইকে এই লিংকটাতে যে ফর্মটা থাকবে সেটা ফিল আপ করে দিতে হবে।